So Marshall has 12 wins in program history.
Not in a calendar year, not in a season.
No.
We're talking about total through from 2002
Yes.
to 2024.
Yes. 12.
And you have 12 this season.
We have 12 this season.
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is...
Yo. You already know what time it is. It's cigars and coffee, baby. Cigars and coffee. So we are here with another P&E edition, Professional Entrepreneur. This one is a special one. I have here sitting next to me my sister, Tiffani McKnight.
Hello, everybody.
What's going on?
How are you?
Thank you for joining me this morning.
Pleasure to be here.
Oh yeah. So Tiffani is the middle child, the younger sister, 4 years younger than me, and then we have a baby sister who has already blessed the platform. But it's your day today.
It's about time.
Well, hey, it's all in God's time.
Okay,
all in God's time. All in God's time.
Okay.
So I thank you again for being here today. This conversation is gonna be dope. It's gonna be dope.
Let's get it.
Let's get it. So let's start with your first memories of me being your big brother. Let's start with that. Like first memories, like 1 year old, 2 years old. You remember you had just a dope big brother back all the way back then, or what?
I'm not quite sure we're gonna say that. I honestly will say I definitely looked up to you. I can vividly remember going to Florida on our family vacation. I think I might have been 2, maybe 3, and just seeing you run around, and I wanted to run around behind you.
That's documented, people. Documented. Video. Big camera.
Anywho, but even as to when we say that 16 Chaseway, you know,
Mo City, Texas.
Hey, just after you got out of your baseball clothes, literally me going behind and putting it back on. Yeah, they were dirty. But you know, wanting to be just like you growing up.
Got you. So you talk about baseball. Now, I played baseball all the way to college, and I would say I set the standard. And what I mean by that is I was able to play in high school at a high level and receive a scholarship to play baseball at the Southern University. Shout out to them SU Jags. And with that being said, I feel that you and Tamara have surpassed those standards.
I would agree with you to a certain extent. Without a doubt, you set the standard, and you set the standard up high. But I wouldn't say that we just necessarily blew them out of the water. What you did with baseball was something. It was something spectacular. I'm not sure if a lot of people know you got stripped away from baseball. And instead of folding up and being like, man, this, life sucks.
Right.
You took it into a positive and started coaching.
Yeah.
Which is actually where I found my passion for coaching. So, it's another looking at my big brother shine, and it's like, hey, I want to do something similar to that. So I wouldn't necessarily say that it was that we surpassed it. It was God led you in another direction, and you took it and blew it out of the water.
Gotcha. Well, I appreciate it. I didn't know I was gonna get this many flowers today. You know, I'm gonna need a bouquet over here. We talk about softball. What is your first memories of getting on the diamond?
Stay-mo. Pixie at that.
Yeah.
I was 5 years old playing softball.
Gotcha.
I started at 4 with running behind you. So it was literally, my head was bigger than my whole body. I was the fastest thing out there
by far.
But I feel like that's what made me. Growing up, a lot of my friends, none of my friends played softball. Growing up, there was not a lot of girls that looked like me on the diamond. No matter if it was,
especially not at that time.
Not at that time. No matter if it was in Mo City, there was still maybe 1 to 2 of us on the field.
Right. You go into high school.
Yeah.
What high school did you go to?
I went to Elkins High School, the realest high school in Fort Bend ISD.
You see what she got on her chest though, right? She ain't got Elkins.
You said what school did I go to?
I hear you. I mean, I didn't know you was gonna say that. We can edit that part out, so you good.
No. Keep it going.
So you good.
Yeah,
but so you go to Elkins. What was that journey like on the softball field?
Starting out, it was a struggle. When you get told as a freshman that you're the number 2 outfielder in the program, but I can't play you, I'm confused as to how that works.
Wow.
There's 3 spots in the outfield. I knew there was one girl who would start above me, but there's 2 other positions, and I'm the number 2 outfielder in the program, but I can't play you.
And this as a true freshman?
As a true freshman.
Wow. What did that do to your mindset as a freshman?
Being that I've had to face adversity growing up, being the only African American really on teams.
Right.
I knew what the deal was. But we can't openly say, hey,
Nah, can't do that.
So, it made me a better person. It made me a better athlete. Because once in life, some stuff people can't tell you, or when you're on a job and hey, you're one of my best employees, but I necessarily can't give you that raise that you're looking for. So what are you gonna do? Are you gonna quit and be like, hey, I can't get no raise, I'm done? Or you gonna chump it up and be better at what you do?
Gotcha. So that happens your freshman year. Where do you go from there? How do you handle that adversity?
I ball out. I ball out as a freshman. Ball out as a sophomore. Go crazy my junior year. And senior year, it was all she wrote. Freshman, sophomore, junior year. I was number 2 in the district in stolen bases. My senior year, I was the number 1 in stolen bases. I tied with a teammate in triples. Home runs were not my thing in high school. Many may not know, as a freshman, I also was told by my high school coach that if I ever wanted to play varsity in his program, I had to switch to the left-hand side.
I remember that. I remember coming home from college and you're like, hey, I'm
a lefty.
I'm a lefty now. And I'm like, how that work? How you just switch? What was that journey like, switching over to the left side?
It actually was not as bad as I anticipated. Many may not know I still hit for power on the right. So it wasn't as if I couldn't produce on the right. It wasn't as if I sucked on the right.
Right.
It was just that at the time, if you had a certain amount of speed, they automatically put you to the left. And I had a certain amount of speed, so my high school coach told me, hey, you got to go to the left.
Wow.
Which, do I thank him for it now? Absolutely. I can honestly say slapping was my crutch. Many people look down upon. I actually got told in college slapping should not be your crutch. But if I'm struggling hitting one day and I have 3 other skills that I can do, when should I fall in a slump?
That's a real statement. It's a real statement. That's handling adversity and using your tool belt.
Without a doubt. But in college, I was told slapping should not be a crutch. So I got stripped from slapping.
See, we're gonna get to that.
Oh, okay.
We're gonna get to that. So, so senior year, you say you ball out. What other things do you achieve while you're at Elkins?
I really, and I'll tell anybody this to this day. Elkins was the most diverse school in the district that you can possibly think of. My senior year, I was homecoming queen. So going into Elkins, knowing 2 people out of the whole school as a freshman, wow. I was voted homecoming queen my senior year.
Wow. You transition from high school, you graduate from high school. What do you do next?
So before we actually hit that, high school, I was a fool. So
I was on 18.
Hey. So I actually had to go to Glenn for 2 years.
The Cam Newton route. That's what they call it.
I definitely had to do the Cam Newton route. I had to get my associate's degree. So I remember this literally like it was yesterday. I was supposed to go to Tech out of high school.
Tech? You talking about Louisiana Tech? What
Texas Tech?
Texas Tech. Red Raiders.
Red Raiders. I was supposed to go to Tech out of high school. The day before, they were flying me, my mom, and my daddy out. They called me and was like, "Hey, you didn't clear the clearinghouse."
Wow.
And me being spoiled, blessed. I'm not even gonna say spoiled. I'm gonna say blessed. My dad handled all that. So he sent out emails to coaches. He handled anything that you can think about. So I'm on the phone with Tech and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? Does my parents need to pay y'all some more money? Like, is it like, what can they do?
Yeah.
And there's like, no, sadly your GPA doesn't align with what NCAA is. So you'd have to get your associate's degree.
Wow.
And then you can come to us. That was hands down the most humbling experience of my life.
Wow. So before you go into any deeper into that, for those of you who've been following Cigars and Coffee, my baseball career, all that, I also had a a run-in with Clearinghouse back in the day, and received a scholarship to Southern. And I remember Coach calling me saying, "Hey man, you didn't clear Clearinghouse." Now, for people who don't know what Clearinghouse is where they compare your GPA with your ACT, SAT scores. They put them together, and either you clear it or you don't. So it's crazy that the same thing that I ran up against, you also ran up against. And the only reason why I was able to even go to Southern University is God made a way to change the GPA. I don't know how. That's the only thing I could point towards. And he did it in the summer because he called me one week And then 2 weeks later, he's like, "Hey man, why you didn't tell me you had a higher GPA?" Like, because I don't. He's like, "Yeah, man. Hey, you still got your scholarship. Come on down here to Southern." But your route was a little different.
It was a lot different.
A lot different.
So I will say that was the best, hands down, the best that I could even ask for.
Okay.
I think.
Why do you say that?
Because if I would have went straight out of high school to tech, I wouldn't have been humbled.
So you were flying high when you left high school.
Yeah. But I quickly came back down.
Gotcha.
But knowing what it felt like not to apply myself in high school led me to blend. So I felt as if, why not change? So I remember my first semester, my coach sent out grades and was like, "Hey, you got a 3.88." I say, "Coach, that's good." He say, "Yeah, you made all A's." So that was my first time in my life having all A's.
Yeah.
Elementary, middle school, for sure high school.
Gotcha.
So I literally went to blend with the mindset of, I'm leaving here in a year and a half.
Because you see bigger and better.
I saw bigger and better. Tech actually wanted me to come my sophomore year, spring of sophomore year. So if I graduated in a year and a half, did whatever I needed to do, I would have been able to attend Texas Tech.
Wow.
Fast forward. I did everything I was supposed to do. Didn't end up going to Tech. I went to the University of Houston.
Did they put a "the" in front of that school?
It's okay. The University of Houston. Go Cougs.
Gotcha.
My PWI.
What was the transition? Was it tougher? I'd imagine the classrooms were hundreds of people in there. You know, I didn't go to a PWI, but on every movie it looks like the classrooms are like 200 people. Like what was that like?
So I actually didn't get that experience just because I had done all my basics at Blend.
Gotcha.
So by the time I made it to U of H, I was in my major already. So I didn't have to take the English or the science or history with 300 plus people.
Yeah.
So being in your major, you're in the class with maybe 40 people.
Gotcha.
So still semi, semi small, but definitely bigger than what I experienced at Blend.
Okay. Gotcha.
The experience going there was a tad bit different. I started out my junior year, so transfer junior, that's what they like to call you.
Okay.
Even though I graduated cum laude from Blend, graduated with a 3.7, I still was forced to do 10 hours of study hall.
Study hall.
Woo! But at the end of the day, I still had the mindset of, I knew what it felt to not apply myself. And I got a taste of applying myself and how excellent I did at that.
Gotcha.
I still kept the same mindset at U of H. People don't know, I almost got kicked out the university my junior year.
Yeah, I don't know that. What? Talk about it. Let's talk about it.
So at U of H, they have these things called poppers. They're daily grades, and it's math. So one of my teammates was like, "Hey Tiff, like I'm sick, turn in my popper for me." And I'm like, "Okay, like, all right." So I put my name on my popper, put her name on her popper, turn it in. I put my popper down, let some other people put their stuff down. I put hers down. So then come to find out, the teacher, she had already emailed the teacher and was like, "Hey, I'm sick, da 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 da. Not gonna be at school, or I'm not gonna come to class today." And they word got back to the coaches, word got back to the university, for what is the right terminology? Plagiarizing?
Yeah. Plagiarism.
So the teacher ended up calling me to our office and said, "Hey, you have 3 options. I can give you a 0 on the popper. I can give you an F in the class.
Wow.
Or we can kick you out the university." So another humbling experience. Because the teacher said, because you come in my class every day, you sit in the front row of my class every day.
Wow.
And I know who you are. I'm just going to give you a 0 on this popper.
Let that be a message. As a student, but I really want to focus on student athletes. As a student athlete, yeah, you get perks and different things, and but it pays to show up to class, and not only show up, but be visible in class. Because you can show up to class and sit in the back row every day and not be visible at all, right? But then there's also students who, I ain't going to class. I'm good. And now they got online classes and all this, new stuff. But showing up every day, sitting in the front, those are things that even if you're not smart, you get points for that. So kudos on that. So you get your 0. What does softball look like at U of H? Because we know you had a lot of accolades at Blinn with JUCO this and JUCO that. What happens when you get to U of H yard and you on the diamond?
It was it was good, but it was tough. Coaching was a lot different than my experience at Blinn. My assistant coach, who is now the head coach at the University of Houston right now, was literally my go-to for everything.
Most times that's the case, being good and bad. The assistant coach is basically the head coach. Yeah.
So I will say, if it wasn't for my assistant coach, I don't think I would have survived.
Shout out to her. Shout out.
Shout out to Coach Vess.
What does playing look like there?
I started every game except one. My 2 years. And the one that I did not start was my junior year, spring of junior year. I was suspended for the popper situation. I had to do community service, and they gave me a 1-game suspension. So I'll never forget. Everybody would be posting on Facebook. Facebook was popping back then, and Instagram would be like, "Hey, come out and watch us play February 14th." Me, on the other hand, I was like, hey, come out and watch us play February 15th. Because I knew that I wouldn't be able to play.
Right.
So, out of my 2 years there, I did not start but one.
Okay. Cool. So, you say you graduate from U of H, huh?
I graduated from U of H cum laude.
Pop your stuff. Talk your talk.
Hey. Graduated with a 3.66 from the University of Houston. Go Cougs.
Got you. Congratulations on that. I remember when you got to U of H and you were saying all of these grades that you're getting and GPA, and I'm like, dang, y'all just cheating over there full time, huh? And then when that situation came out with the Poppers, I was like, I knew it. Tiffani ain't that smart. But like she said, it was simply just a thing of just applying yourself. Same thing with me when I transferred from Southern University to Prairie View. No way I'd ever make the dean's list, especially in engineering. But when you take away the distractions of baseball and being an athlete on campus and all of that stuff that comes with it, and you really just baseball is not the option no more. Because all before baseball, was, hey, I'm getting drafted by somebody. I don't care what where at on the list. Hey, somebody gonna call me. But once that was taken away, you really have to make adjustments and pivot. So I can definitely attest to that. So you graduate from U of H.
Graduate from U of H.
And you say you get into coaching. Was that a dream of yours, or was that just was that something that just it got dumped on you as a former athlete? What was that journey like getting into the coaching field?
So after college, I started doing mini clinics and stuff like that, and then teams would be like, "Hey, you want to come coach for us?"
Yeah.
And I was like, no, not really.
Yeah.
And then seeing you win your SWAC championship ring, I was like, hey, I think this might be something that I can do.
Man.
So then I started coaching select. So I actually coached select for 9 years.
Wow.
Before I was like, okay, that's enough. But I wouldn't change the process, not one bit. I've met some incredible people. Networking is still at an all-time high right now.
Yeah.
Pushing girls through school. Letting some girls know, hey, it's other routes out there than going to school if that's what you choose not to do.
Right.
Just being there for my girls more than anything.
I think that's something that gets lost in coaching. Is coaches get so caught up in the success of their team versus the team in building men and women. So the fact that you highlight that is super dope. Because I mean, from the outside looking in, I don't see all those things that you do as far as, you pushing them to other avenues. Hey, if you don't want to do this, that's cool. But let's figure out what you can do, what other options you have. That's dope, man. That's dope. So you coach and you end up at my alma mater.
Yes.
Thurgood. Now, you go to Thurgood and what's the position that you hold at Thurgood Marshall?
I am the girls' physical education PE teacher, and I'm the head softball coach.
The head softball coach.
The head softball coach.
So, how many years have you been the head coach at Marshall?
This is my 4th year.
It's been 4 years.
It's been 4 years already.
Congratulations on that.
Thank you.
That's a huge accomplishment. So, which brings me to the next topic.
Okay.
You've recently made history at Thurgood Marshall.
Yes.
Let's talk about it.
Okay. So this year, well, let's go to last year. Last year was the first year as a head coach that my girls won a game since I've been there. So
gotta win in the win column.
So my first 2 years was a struggle. I didn't know if I wanted to stay.
Yeah, it was a lot of
So going from being successful in your sport to not having any success was a huge struggle for me. Not to take away from anything that the girls had learned, because many people may not know that my girls don't touch a softball until they are freshmen. Not in the fall.
Yeah. We talking about little league all the way up. Forget select ball. This is just, we talking about T-ball league.
They don't do any of that until they physically get to their freshman year of high school.
Wow. So
say, for instance, tryouts is typically around Martin Luther King. So January 15th-ish.
Yeah.
That's a great it's a great day. So
shout out to the McKnight.
Yeah, but my girls typically don't touch a softball until that day.
Wow.
I have girls coming up. Hey, Coach T, I don't have a glove. Am I still able to try out? So we laugh at it.
Oh boy.
That's typically
wow.
A tryout in Marshall.
Wow.
Where a lot of other schools, they have about 50 girls come try out.
Yeah.
My first year at Marshall, I had one girl come and try out. One. So one.
So your third year, you win a game.
Third year, we finally
win a game.
We finally win a game, and actually, we end up winning 3 games that season. So many people may look and be like, "But you only won 3."
Right.
Going from winning nothing, to not only 1, not only 2, but 3 games is huge.
Yeah.
And then that drives me into this year. We have won 12 games this year.
And the season is not over with.
The season is not over with. District is just starting. It's positive. I had 7 girls this summer play outside of Thurgood Marshall High School. 7.
So what when you talk about from year to year, what was the main difference that you saw from year 3 to year 4 to this year?
I definitely say the girls actually wanted it. So not only did they see what other teams look like, they were able to play. I had 6 girls play for RBI. A little something about RBI. Shout out to RBI.
Mike Holmes, the GOAT, the OG.
Shout out to RBI. So I had 6 girls actually play for RBI.
Wow.
So it was something for inner city kids. free of charge.
Yeah.
Where they were able to go and compete.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely think that was a turning point for my girls.
Gotcha.
Being able to not only play in the fall, in the spring, they backdoored and played summer ball. And then as soon as we got to school, this was our first year ever playing fall ball. So now I've turned girls into that hadn't played ever into now playing year round.
Right.
So they have just completed,
which is a must.
Yeah, which is a must.
In baseball and softball,
it is a must.
It's a must.
So now they've just completed their full calendar year of playing a full year of softball.
Wow.
And it literally has changed the demographics of my team.
That's so dope, man. That is so dope. Like as a big brother, seeing first of all a school that you went to, knowing the history of those teams. Even back when I played, we were not heavy in the win column. You know, a lot of great athletes came through there, but to see that and see that my sister was the one to turn that program around. It's a dope big brother moment, man, for real.
So my fiance, shout out to Bay.
What's that boy name?
Bryce Bell.
Bryce Bell. Shout out to you, noob.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So he actually was like, you can't tell anybody this. You can't tell anybody this. Don't jinx yourself. We are actually tied for the total wins in Marshall history.
So one more game, you'll be the most winningest softball team in Marshall history.
No. We're already the most winningest team.
Oh, most total, like most total games.
From
inception of Marshall.
Yes. So Marshall has 12 wins in program history. Not
in a calendar year, not in a season.
No.
We're talking about total from 2002.
Yes.
To 2024.
Yes. 12.
And you have 12 this season.
We have 12 this season.
Dang, that is wow.
If you don't believe me, go to Max Preps.
Wow.
Yes. So one more win. And
man, that is mind blowing.
Yeah.
That's mind blowing. So with Marshall softball, you also did another first this year.
I did. Actually, it was our second annual.
It was the second annual.
So, okay. And I chalked this up with at U of H we did Military Day. We did breast cancer awareness games. We did a lot of things like that you give thanks to survivors. You give thanks to people who serve this country.
Right.
So I was like, we did it in college. Why can't we do it in high school? So you look around and you see it maybe in volleyball. You see it a lot in football. Why? Because they play in October.
Right.
So I told my girls, I was like, hey, y'all know we're doing we're gonna do another breast cancer game. And they were like, but coach, it's not October.
That's what I said when she told me on the phone. How we doing that? It's October.
So when people are fighting each and every day with battling cancer, battling this and battling that, they're not only battling in October. People are losing their lives. Families are shattered every single day.
Yeah.
So why do we only have to celebrate it in October?
Another proud big brother moment. So
this year, last year I was like, okay, this is the first time it's ever been done. Let me just do something. So me being the extra me that I am, I spray painted the lines pink. I had one of the art teacher carve us out some ribbons. So
Gotcha.
I had pink ribbons all around the field.
Okay. Okay.
This year, I took it like 1,000 steps up. Still did the spray painting the lines. Did the pink ribbons everywhere. But this year, I actually got the okay to order my girls pink jerseys. So my girls had pink jerseys. And we also had a breast cancer survivor throw out the first pitch.
Got the foul lines painted pink. Okay.
Yep.
You know, being there at that game,
not knowing what to expect.
I know I was over the night before, and you like, hey, we got pink jerseys and that. But actually being there before the game started and seeing the pregame and seeing, that, the girls initially had on regular jerseys and then they come back and then they come back to the pink jersey, and then you actually have a breast cancer survivor come out and throw the first pitch. It's legendary, bro. Like, I've never seen the first pitch getting thrown out at a high school game. I don't see it a lot in college games. Of course, in the league, they got somebody throwing out the first pitch every game, seemed like. But to do that at a high school and be able to show these girls, these young women, the true essence of baseball and softball culture. Amazing.
So I actually Marshall was the first school I know for sure in Fort Bend. Let me not step outside of Fort Bend.
Yeah.
That has ever done a breast cancer awareness game.
Wow. Wow. How did that make you feel?
Being first in a lot of things, it was awesome. It was an awesome feeling to spearhead a lot of things this year. Shout out to Brandy Cross for backing me. She's my coordinator at Marshall.
The Marshall legend, Mo City legend.
Shout out to the ADs of the district for giving us the okay to do something so big.
Yeah.
One of my ADs was like, okay, now Tiff, these jerseys are only to be worn this one day.
Wow.
Because they know how extra I am. So they was like, Tiff, one day. I said, okay, I got you. We'll only wear them one day.
Yeah.
So now that and I expressed to the Kempner coach, I said, hey, we'll be having a pink out game, but I never went into details of what I had going on.
Right. You got to keep stuff close to the chest.
I wanted Marshall. I wanted a non-softball school. A predominantly African American and Hispanic school.
Not predominantly, all.
There we go.
HBCU
HBCU
of high school.
I wanted us to be the first to do something so legendary.
Yeah, man.
And I knew once Kempner saw that, they were like, wow.
Yeah.
So now, everyone else in Fort Bend, you can go ahead and do so. It's already been done. So you can do as you please.
Gotcha.
So that was definitely the highlight of my year so far.
Wow. Well, man, you get one more win, shoot. It might trump it. You never know.
One
you
more.
never know. So So let's leave softball. There's a table behind you.
It is.
You not only coach, you not only are a beast at lessons, but you have another business. Let's talk about it.
Vanity by Tiff. That is me. I do lashes. I excel at lashes. Not only do I do them, I excel at them. I'm extremely grateful for the opportunity that was given.
Wow.
And it's crazy how it came about. I was in the market of trying to find a new lash tech because my lash tech moved to Vegas. And I go to this lady and she's just talking. She's like, it's a great business, you make your own hours, you get this, you get that.
Kind of like a barber.
And I say, me thinking, I'm laying on the table, I'm like, well, I wish this lady stopped talking so I can go to sleep. Like, who talks during a lash appointment? So she's just talking, and she's like, I offer lash classes and da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like,
wow.
I don't care. I don't care about that. Like, what I look like doing some lashes? I left there, and 2 days later, I was back at her house in a lash class.
Wow.
Literally the whole time I'm there, I'm just like, I just wish this lady would stop talking.
Didn't even know God was just pouring in.
Had no earthly idea. Now I am a successful lash tech.
Wow.
And I literally owe it all to God. Literally. Because like you just said, I'm sitting there with a closed mind, and little do you know, he opening it, feeding the information information in, and I'm just like, lady, I got a job. I do lessons. I don't have no time for nothing else. I don't want no time for nothing. I make enough money.
Yeah.
Little did I know, this is another great thing that has happened to me.
That's what's up.
Just to be able to see the instant gratification from my clients. When they lay down and it's like, Tiff, fix me. Get me right, girl. And then they, open their eyes and it's like, oh, I'm back. So one of my clients comes and sees me every week for a refill.
What's her name?
I think you know her very well. She goes by the name of Tiffani McKnight.
Oh, yeah, that's the
yeah. She sends me a text. When is my appointment? Excuse me? Ma'am, are you paying?
Appointments are for paying customers.
Exactly. So as soon as I get done with her lashes, I'm like, you clean up. You do something. Clean up.
Wow.
But I love and I cherish the blessing that has been given to me.
That's what's up. Now I'm another proud big brother moment. So as we wrap up, mention you have a fiance.
I do.
And actually got fitted for my tux yesterday. Yeah. So we gonna be real noopish. We're gonna put it on. About to get married.
I'm about to get married.
Wow. It's so dope, man. Goes without saying, Bryce Bell. Shout out to you again, brother. That's a solid dude, man. Solid dude. When is the wedding?
The wedding is actually July the 6th.
Wow. It's an important date.
It is.
Talk about it.
I'm gonna try to talk about it without crying. It is Alice May Weeks' birthday. My baby.
The dreamer.
The dream.
Hmm.
So actually, before we even knew that we were getting married, before he proposed anything, right after Granny passed, I asked him, I say, you know, if we, you know, continue down this road, how do you feel about having our wedding July the 6th? And he was like, I couldn't think of a better day to have it.
Wow.
So, and actually the week of her passing, we were in the living room, everybody, as we always are, talking, and I was like, we're talking about wedding or whatever, and Belle was being Belle. I ain't getting married. We ain't having no wedding. You see what we having now. And I was like, I'm going over the waters. I'm doing what Darren did. And she turned to me and said, baby, you can have it any way you want, because I'm going to be there.
Wow.
That was the week of her passing. And I'm like, oh, what? Alice spoke. Hey, so we can go anywhere. And saying that she wasn't able to attend your wedding because
you still got beef over that, Granny. So when I see you again, we're gonna fight.
Because she decides to get knee surgery maybe a few weeks before your wedding.
Oh, well, she's scared of flying. She was scared of flying, cruising. She was like, no, I'm not going over no water. So, wow.
And she told me that week that no matter where I was getting married, she was going to be there. So,
she'll be there.
She will.
That's dope.
July the 6th.
July the 6th.
July the 6th.
Man, so, I want to say congratulations.
Thank you.
I can't even say accomplishments, because the things that you've done up until this point have been monumental accomplishments. And as a big brother, seeing all the steps that you're making, super proud of you. And I appreciate you for saying all the things that you said about how you were looking up to me and getting into coaching and going and do this. And I stand by it. You have surpassed everything that I've put out there. So I'm proud of you. I love you.
Love you too.
And keep doing your thing the McKnight way.
You know, no other way.
So, it's D McKnight, Cigars and Coffee, with my sister, Tiffani McKnight. Appreciate you for joining me today.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah. All right. Till then, y'all be blessed. Peace.